Would like to call the meeting into order.
Yeah, no, I have.
I want to thank each and everyone for coming. Uh, You have three reports. Partly, would you also pray?
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you today. Want to say thank you for this day. Thank you for this city. Thank you for these leaders, oh God, and thank you for our citizens. We give you glory. We ask that you will direct us during this meeting. Give us favor from above as we give your name glory in our actions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, ma'am. Madam Clerk, be ready for the roll call.
Alderwoman Hodges. Present. Alderman Jones, absent. Alderman Shields, absent. Alderman Moore.
Present.
Alderwoman Merriweather.
Yes.
Mayor, you have 3 board members present.
All right, thank you. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Okay, next on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion?
I motion, Mr. Mayor, to adopt the regular agenda as printed.
It's been moved by Alderwoman Merriweather that we accept this agenda. Is there a second?
I said.
Second by Alderman Hodges. All in favor, sign by.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And there's motion carried. Okay, the first thing on our agenda is we're looking at proposed revenues for the city. Do you want to go over those for us?
And I placed those on your desk this afternoon. And it's gonna read $3 Springs 2025, 2026 proposed revenues. The first column that you see, the current budget is what this school was approved for 2024, 2025. The next column that you're gonna see, the year to date is what we received as of today, 5 o'clock. And row E, column E is the proposed budget revenues that I'm projecting for 2025, 2026. And the current budget is at $8,058,728, and the projected revenues for 2025, 2026 is $4,998,440.
You all had an opportunity to look over the budget proposed by the individual departments. You had that opportunity.
I put it down.
I have as well. Look over them. We have this.
Do you all want to go through the departments by department and have any question for them, or do you want to look at them and we make a decision at a later date? What's your pleasure?
Well, what I was looking at, I mean, we didn't have these proposed revenue numbers to really compare to anything. For me, compare where our proposed revenue is through these budgets and see. But what I'm seeing, I think these budget numbers are going to be a lot more than our revenue.
Absolutely. We're going to have, I think what we're going to have to do is send back to the party is, and ask them to make cuts because there's what about a $2 million, this is $2 million shortfall, even in compared to what it was.
I don't know that I.
The previous year. Of course, you all know that it's partly because we're not receiving any tax equivalent from the utility department. So we've got to make those adjustments, and I think they were a little over $1 million in total, is that right, Ms. Clerk?
1.8 at the 150,000 a month, not at the full amount that we get.
So that's one of the reasons why we're falling as short as we are. So it's gonna have to be some drastic changes, I believe, in the proposal that's been presented to us. I haven't had the total of just, glancing at them for what we're seeing or what, how to compare them there. So what is gonna be your pleasure?
Well, from looking at the current budget, as you just mentioned, to the proposed budget, and, I have some questions about the city tax count. Why are we proposing zero there?
Where?
Number 2.
201 and 201 are the same. 200 and 201, they are both the same. We just separated out from the city portions of the county portion. So the 1.3 is what's projected. Well, that's why we have our bill set.
Okay, and then of course, building permits went from 30 to 15. Well, I guess because we only got what, 13?
Yes.
You're looking at item number 20. That would your question?
Like, oh, yes, I was looking, yes, sir, I was on 20.
We
And
received
now,
13,000 so far.
And you project 15.
okay, that's good. And we should put forward, I thought this was, it's October. That,
We still haven't talked about
gotcha,
it.
gotcha.
So, with your Avalon, your sales tax, they're all a month behind, so we just got June. So we still have a couple of months to receive on those.
The, 203, 204, 205, we got lots on the schedule. What's left, 203?
203 is prior year Avalon.
Welcome. And then the prior year.
That's for the, fire. You have a city and you have a county portion, and we have bill set for that.
Welcome. Comes to the tax.
What is that? Yeah, great.
So for the, I'm sorry, for 265, 273, 274. Should I see the names of them for the phone? Okay, so for 265, the cap loan for fire stations,
Yes, ma'am.
we're proposing zero.
Well, that's closed out. So
That's
we
closed
received
out.
all the monies from that cap loan.
Gotcha, so that balance is zero. That's
Yeah.
why this is, okay. Just for the new, and for all of us. That balance. 273 is a tax equivalency from electric. We propose 1,137,000, and that's why we're not proposing it for Donnie. The Donnie,
Well, there's a state order. There's a state right now that's causing us, we can't even get it.
Is that applied to gas, water, and sewer?
that's number 274, and 275, gas and water.
And 76.
And through 276.
Yes, okay.
And the last one is gonna be, 380, the prorated salaries.
So even 275, the water and the sewer.
Yes, ma'am.
I get-
273, 74, 75, 76, and 380.
But for the garbage fee, we're
Question on that. Clearly collected garbage.
We're receiving it.
right. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
No,
no.
go ahead.
On the garbage fee, we collect it, but we're having to pay vendors. I'm wondering where is that?
So with the sanitation, the city receives a portion for that service, and then we also have to pay the monthly bill. And the monthly bill, there's a bill for 25,000, and there's one for 15 to 17,000 every month.
That's coming out of the city budget, not the
It comes out the city budget, yes, it's collected at the utility department, but that money is turned over to the city.
They return.
Yes, no, we need to start getting the overage. I'm gonna have to go back and calculate that. But,
When you say overage, what do you refer to?
so say for instance, if we have 10 garbage cans, the city may get 10% off each garbage can. And so instead of them just paying the invoice, we need them to turn over all monies collected from garbage collection.
That's on the utility.
Yes.
So that's what's really hitting us in terms of our budget. We're like looking at the 273, I'm sorry. Money from the utility department that we're not supposed to get.
And please be reminded, that's at the 150, not the 230.
Right. Yeah. So explain that, so it's not.
So the current budget only reflects $150,000 from the utility department every month
It should be.
versus 239,000 is what the, old tax equivalency used to be.
And then police lines, we're projected to receive more.
Yes, we budgeted for 35, we received 39. So, we're projected to 40.
About 8,000. That's about 8,000.
How many more cars is that? As long as it doesn't come back. I'm just kidding. I want to.
So we're really talking about 62% of last year's budget. We have.
So that's important, that we, and I thank Madam Clerk for this, spreadsheet, Mr. Jim, you too, because that really helps us to know and for our department heads to understand what we're working with. And I kind of wanted to say that before we get into their request that you all have turned in to us. We've looked at them thoroughly, but just understanding that we're working with 62, I think you said. 62% of our budget from last year. So in other words, we're projected, last year we were projected at 8 million. We received to date 6 million, and we're projecting for next year 4,998,000. Okay. Just one.
Yeah, projected budget next year right now is at, give me that number again.
4 million.
4 million.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
4,998,000. $4,998,440.
Okay, thank you.
That's projected. revenue.
Project, yes, sir, yes, sir.
That's projected, yes.
This, Madam Clerk, miscellaneous income, we were projected at 100,000. What is that for? We only got 20,000.
That's why I told y'all that I was going to identify all monies that's coming in so we can have a specific spot to put it. I want to put it just in miscellaneous income. I want to put it directly where it is. So I take the time to identify where that money goes versus it just hitting the miscellaneous.
So you've already done that, or you?
I've already done that. That's why it's down to 20.
Gotcha. What's the prorated salary?
That
So
is,
180, I'm sorry, so you are.
that's a part of the tax equivalency that we get from the utility department, and that includes your salary, the board of alderman salary, the mayor's salary.
So, I'm not understanding, you have zero there. I mean,
I get it.
Oh. Really?
I get any big tax with money from, so that's included in.
Right, so we'll have to-
have to make some adjustments like that.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna have to do.
All right, that's good, that's good. You understand that, beginning cash and investments.
Yes, I took it back down to 100,000. That's what we normally started out. And last year, those are the reserves that we started out.
So is that 300,000 last year? It's something that's 100,000 this year. That's what we are with reserves.
No,
I'm
I just do not like putting all the reserves up as the beginning cash.
gotcha. So we only gonna put up 100,000.
I'm not even putting the 100. I'm having the 100 as what we're gonna have as leftover from the last, from this year.
Surplus from
Yeah,
this year.
let's start out.
You all need to keep in mind too, I would not like to budget all 100% of this revenue that's coming in.
Gotcha. And then, the transfer in.
That was the ARPA money that we utilize, so it's not there. We can't use it.
Do we return all that?
That's about whatever, but we didn't benefit from it at all.
Well, it has to be allocated.
Oh, it was allocated, but it wasn't.
It was allocated, but we have one allocation that did, go through all the way with the road agent.
And what is that? How much was that?
299,000 for the county and the city to do a road or to do some patch work.
And with the rules on spending that the same as everyone else, I know other things I've been on with ARPA money, it had to be committed by the end of last year. Is that the case here too?
So all of it that was allocated was spent except for 299,000.
Yes, and also the, interest that we received. I have to go back and check.
So what's gonna happen to the 299,000? Go back to Jackson.
With federal.
With the federal.
Or,
Just request it. Also, nothing up here, I'll look. They did everything by vote before the end of the year,
You did?
but it's a complication to get speeded up a lot on the road work.
yes, it was with the county, it was in the MOU with the county executed. So even if it's, you know, the MOU is not executed, you still put towards road paving, road paving.
I'll see.
But I can say this from perspective of the county. County didn't sign the MOU before December 31st. It didn't even come to us until in January.
It was right up to the.
Mr. Mayor, I am the question that we can then, if, for me, take the time to now look at the, request from the community. Not right now. I'll have to be quiet, and take it with the suggestions that we're gonna, what is your suggestion that we look at? What? No, I'm not talking about where to cut.
Yeah.
Or what to look at, I just would say, is that your suggestion?
So the next step would be to look over the department head requests. If you have any questions, they're here now for them to answer those questions that you may have. But you also need to get back with me so I can start putting these numbers into the spreadsheet so I can try to bring an unbalanced budget back to you all so you can see how much more you need.
Right, and also, Madam Clerk, I would like to ask this with the department heads here and what we're saying about our budget and anticipated revenue, that if you get copies, that you may go back and realize you need to make cuts. Because this what hold on here is not gonna make it. No way, fashion, or form would make it. So, otherwise, we're gonna have to look at it and make cuts ourselves.
One of the things that, Mayor, Madam, that we requested last year, particularly on these salaries, what did I know I can look at the spreadsheet. When y'all still there. Like these salaries, the request annual dollar bills, last year.
I put it in your pack. You should have this spreadsheet here to have. This spreadsheet is gonna have everybody monthly, bi-weekly, yearly, and it's also gonna have what we pay out in social security and retirement. And retirement just went up to 18.4.
And keep in mind too, that everyone that requests a salary increase, everything goes along with it, PERS and everything else.
Okay, so when I look at these salaries, retirement, social security, salary. So you have to add those three lines to get that total.
No, so the total on you can either go by the proposed salary, and it's gonna have everybody's annual salary in there. The retirement just shows how much the city pays for that specific line item.
And retirement, yeah.
And social security shows what the city pays.
So we don't need to necessarily look at those.
No, it's just for your benefit.
Only which column is it?
The only ones that's different is the board and myself and the city attorney, and that's the $1,500 that we give for the budget session. That's the difference in the yearly total and the proposed salary. Everybody else is the same.
Yeah.
I want Miriam to be about to make a motion.
Well, I don't know if you got to get the board.
Before we move forward to, the department heads in terms of proposed revenue, have we thought of any type of, well, of course, we hadn't collaborated yet, but I think we need to try to think of more ways that we can generate more revenue for the city. I know when we were there at training, and I was in this one community development training session, and it was just talking about some model cities in regards to different stuff that they do, like events that they put on in order to, generate more money into the city. So I just want to kind of put in the back of our heads and to collaborate on that at some point in regards to, just getting some stuff, other things going to contribute to our increasing our revenue.
We also need to look at the prices that we charge. We haven't had an increase in I know, Mr. Thomas is proposing an increase in deposits and the rental agreement on the, facilities at the park and rec. But we also need to look at the cemetery. Those are doing the same, slot is $500 and open and close is $300.
So we get people coming down here to use our cemeteries because it's so much cheaper than surrounding areas. So that's good.
Then also, I know on the utility side as well, there's some stuff that we need to talk about in terms of the service fees and stuff like that we charge, because I know I was in contact with some of the, one of the utility workers, they saying like it make more sense for certain stuff to be on the customer as opposed to the city, taking all the entire cost. So we need to talk about that as well. It's all like this. Just place in the group.
I think that's a brilliant idea, but then we're going to have to be innovative in how we're going to do it. And at the rate that we're looking at, what we're going to have to do with matches, it's going to have to be more than just Friday night out. It's going to have to be something made. So hopefully we can get some construction going on, getting sales taxes, hopefully let's have a great windfall for this, where we can get some money to operate. Otherwise, it's going to be major cuts. And I totally agree with you. So
If you can, okay. Still play for it. Yeah.
And it's never bad with those huge resources. That really don't in the next, so what's
There, we also have talked about, this is not for, I'm not saying this is a decision, we're just throwing out deals now. I know we get mentioned concerning consolidating some of the departments like they were before. I think you and I talked, talked about that. So just for a time, yeah, those are the thoughts.
right. And I think the ones that, I don't have an organization chart here, we're looking at it right now, but I know there were things too that need to be, brought back, yes, into a single, rather than being separated like. I don't have an organization chart here with me right now, but I have to look at it and some meeting go back.
I don't see, Madam Clerk, I don't see this, do we have, I can see the drainage department here.
That's utility, public works.
We got a budget.
Oh,
Who got it?
you got to do it.
Okay. So we got ground, there's the ground department,
Building and ground engineer.
buildings and ground. And where the streets is rock, I see it, I see it. Yeah. Yeah.
You can see his,
Yeah.
Fast. That's what they call it, fast. Yeah.
Again, for liquor fund.
Picture is. Just a.
Anyway, y'all. I think I do what she was.
Yeah. I see, I know there, then when you go to part-time. But I'm looking at, and I know we have I know we have reasons for overtime, but I was looking at that, and we don't have our utilities department, but I am very eager to see their overtime. I see for the police department, chief. Don't look at me like that. Sorry.
Oh, I know. It's up there, so.
The police department for overtime. Now, I'm not quite understanding this, and I know you like briefly on that budget packet for 2020. I'm trying to look at some of the things that you did last year, so we can see it's not. So with the police department, you can come from. Can you come from the door? The police, I don't come for it. Okay. Well, I'm not discussing specifics, who got the overtime. I'm just really looking at the total amount that is put the consideration.
And I keep trying to keep it being public.
If it's a specific person that you got.
I'm not discussing who got it. I just want them to look at that. And I'm sure they have, and I know that, I already know pretty much what you're gonna say, and that is getting, officers in those positions, so you won't have to work the same officers so much.
And there,
Cause the overtime.
and there's a couple of things I want to go in executive session about. concerning overtime pay.
Okay. Because one thing is for certain, two things for sure. If our constituents are complaining they don't see police officers, I'm not understanding why we're at $878,000 in overtime last year. I know that's hindsight, but I'm just saying, we look at that. Going forward.
But then I think we gotta focus on, we gotta look at the root cause of whatever the problem is. And I think the problem is the employability side of the police department, not having enough
Right.
officers,
Right, that's what
you know, on staff, and that's why we're getting all, you know, the overtime. And I think we always talk about police salaries, but in my opinion, the increase that we gave last year, it starts them out with roughly a certified officer at, you know, a new officer at 45,000 for a city that's the size of Hollis Springs. I think that's a decent salary, because if you go up the road to DeSoto County, Olive Branch, they start out at 60. We nowhere near the size of Olive Branch. So in my opinion, 45,000 starting out in the city the size of Hollis Springs, that's a pretty good salary. If I'm wrong, you know,
Well, we talked about this.
I think that's a pretty decent salary, starting out. Not much going on, you know.
I think too, the salaries, and as the chief said, there's some things about overtime that he wants to discuss in his second section. That can give a better explanation of why it's that hard the way it is. So,
Okay, so we're moving to 12. You want to just-
we're gonna do it, but can we?
I think what the mayor wants to do is, you, sounds like you were trying to say, everybody just got all this information, it might be digest. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's what I was saying.
I think that's what.
I thought that's what you were gonna make earlier.
I was, but I want to make sure that I don't do all this work. And then had heard from them in terms of his reasoning, and he may have a different, because my proposal, now that I'm just one chicken in the nest. But I don't want to do all this work, and then he come and tell me, but all the
Yeah,
mayor
go ahead, whatever we need. I have no objection to it.
but he
He wants to talk about it in executive session, so.
Because this overtime that you're talking about that officers are getting is because we don't have officers, or they're getting overtime.
Well, and that plus moving forward, you know, moving forward.
Only funny thing, this every time you talk about your one with the So, we're going to have to talk about everything there. How do y'all want to do it? Because we're doing
He just said he had a
right. So,
we can talk about that, I guess.
but
Everybody else might not have the same issue.
So you want him to discuss this issue out now?
okay,
I would say, since we're off the top.
all right. Give me a motion. Can I get a motion to go into closed session? Just another one in the executive.
I move that we go into closed session to determine the need for executive session.
It has been moved by Alderman Jones. We go into closed session. Executive session. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Alderman Schiff. Alderman sign by aye. Alderman nay.
Oh, no. Probably 10 minutes.
Y'all got it.
Well, they gotta come back out.
I'm gonna do it. Jones. I don't wanna be here all night.
Meriwether, second by Alderman Jones, to enter into executive session to discuss specific position and people allowed to receive overtime and whether specific individuals should receive overtime in police department.
Yeah, what's her stuff about? Cover them up, how about that? You need to.
the Holly Springs substation may be down, but we're not certain yet.
The Holly Springs substation ladies down. I like that. I like that.
I'm sorry that I didn't. They asked me first.
Still gotta get you.
There was no action taken in executive session. We'll move forward with the agenda.
Okay, do we have any, other departments here that we want to talk to? This guy,
So are we going through these?
any other department heads you want to talk to?
Going to the one with you?
For the next one to be fire department. Next on the agenda is fire department. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
You know, it's no secret either. You heard what we were saying about the anticipated revenue that we have coming in, so you got here some of your questions we're gonna look at, and if you all wanna go through them line by line, see, we're going to ask that somewhere, somehow, we can collaborate and maybe make you know, you being a safety entities that it won't be a lot, but if there's anything that you see you can cut back on, that maybe just a wish list,
Okay,
with necessity.
okay. Two.
That's what I've been having to do with making it right.
Yes, ma'am.
These are positions, are all these PLC?
Yes, ma'am, they are. Yes, sir.
And then you have. Now, does that include the part-time people?
Yes, the salaries is on the sheet number 4
Uh-huh.
is where theirs fall on the part-time.
Right, so they're not included in this amount.
Not in that number.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
What was that question again?
I was asking if the part-time people, which I see on page 4, were they included in these, on page 3? And he said they're not. But how many part-time is that, 90,000? Is that 34, the
That is 42.
42 part-time? All right. 42 people? Did you say 42?
42.
like 14 bonds. Okay, 42.
Yes, ma'am.
You have all those?
Some of it has to be filled.
Okay.
Mhm. You know, we had two that they retired, but they end up uh, going into a nursing degree, but they still on with us. And then we had one or two that didn't make it through the academy. So,
Gotcha.
but those we got to fill those positions.
So how do you keep, I'm sorry.
Chief, do you still have somebody at the Busing Purpose Center that can maybe stand in because the
Yeah.
utility is out and?
Yeah, you want to extend it? Yeah, I got somebody there now.
Okay, you have somebody there now,
Yeah, they are there.
so we're gonna extend it then until we get the power back on maybe.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll let them know. Have they said anybody's coming that y'all know
Coming where?
of to the center,
I'm sure that the.
cooling center?
You got the generator there?
It's full of power up.
Then what is the generator or the multi?
No, the builders, we hadn't lost any power there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she put it out earlier.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, we put it on Facebook.
What about this out, have you put it out about this out that we have to put something out there? Right. Okay, you said I text and call.
Okay.
On every media source that you can. Yes, sir.
Did, excuse me, you still have something?
No.
I was gonna ask about what we talked about earlier for the, dealing with the,
For the, cooling day?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you can bring, whenever you can decide on that.
Okay. So, well, you are definitely commended that you have all the positions filled. How do you maintain that? You feel?
Good camaraderie, good camaraderie, good camaraderie. Hey, they love what they do and they love being here. And as you will note and see that even though some have left, they're still within the system. They're not fully gone. So therefore, yes, they love what they do and they love this area. 'Cause it's not, you know, the biggest or the best of it, but they make the best of it.
Chief Brandon, any of these fares that you have on your list of employees, are any rate increases on their pay or just what they're currently making now?
This is the proposal there is what, the increase is right there. The sheet you have, now, that's the increase right there. Sheet you have, sheet number 4, 2025-26 payroll. That is the increase right there from last year's.
About 674 with this now. Chief, could you take a look at those salaries and maybe make some adjustments to help us?
Right, I do have one that I'm looking at that I talked to Ms. Jones about before on one of the position. I have one that's gonna retire out. That's that higher amount up on the mines that I may looking at that, with that being the biggest one. We'll see what the numbers come back to after I take that out and see. And that may put us where we need to be. That is the biggest under the one I have, so that may do it. We'll redo it and see.
What else have anything for the chief?
Chief, this is based on in the salaries.
Yeah, the salaries on that we have here that I have listed here now is I brought it up to, from where, based on that, some of these guys, like the captains, they have like double duty, like Captain White he's the, safety officer as well as the training officer. As well as Michael Holmes is in the second captain position. He's also double duty as captain and also training officer, along with prevention officer. The lieutenants fall up under the rank under the captain, so therefore their rates will increase as the captain does, but not as the same. And then the firefighters, of course, they've been at what they've been for years. If you have a previous last year's budget, you'll look at that and see the difference in between those two. And that's a total, I think, of 5 years, I think, that hadn't been increased at all. I know mine. Yeah, you remember y'all did that one. Yeah, the men did. Yeah. And I held that off for that reason, for to make sure that they get theirs. And then the next year, we was hoping to increase mine than an assistant, but that didn't happen. So, but due to the circumstances, yeah, well, I understand that.
So the safety and the training officer, when do they perform these duties right here?
For the safety officer, that's every now and again, which lately it's been quite a bit. And for the training officer, that's daily pretty much for him. He has to come back in and conduct training on our regular meeting nights, as well as doing daily training with the personnel and part-time personnel.
Now, safety officer, we did a discounted price on our
Right.
premium, our liability premiums for having that position. So they are paid just a little bit extra in their salary for fulfilling those duties. Anytime there's an accident, employee-related accident, or we need to send someone for a drug screening or something, the safety officer has to come and do a report, take that employee down, and finalize it. Take pictures.
So could we do something supplemental there or to the budget or whatever? Just for those particular duties or position, well, not necessarily position, but like, we know there's something like, kind of like if I'm a teacher and I'm coaching, I get a supplement. Could we do something similar like that with that?
Yeah. You want it?
Take that.
But like I said, that second one is going out as of October, November this year. And I'm looking at probably taking that one out and just leave the first three as the first line battalions. And that probably would take care of that amount at that 62,351 if that is increased. But as you see, I think it's at 58 as a current, ain't it? 58 current. Oh, yeah.
I was back on. All right, thank you. But Mr. Jones, did they say what the issue was?
Not yet. I mean, the substation was out, North Holly Springs, but I don't know that yet.
You want to stay hold still for about maybe another hour?
Yeah, let them, until they realize that it's bad, I think go off. Yes.
Yeah.
in the courthouse. Did anyone else have anything for chief? Chief Crane, I guess.
Thank you, sir.
Lightning arrestor went out, it shorted, they cleared it, it's back on.
Rest.
Lightning shorted out. Cleared, it's back on.
Thank you.
I just want to tell, Chief Frank, keep up the good work.
Yes,
Be great and look for safety around Holly Springs.
yes, ma'am, shall do. Appreciate you. Yeah.
City clerk. I want that to be please. Street department out here.
We don't have street department.
Or court.
Building ground, state department.
Okay. Building down out here. Park and Rec.
Good evening. This will be very short and sweet.
Mr. Thomas, I'm looking at the first page, I'm looking at the blank salary, any salary increases there.
Yes,
I'm assuming it's across the board.
yes, But hearing what you guys say, we can decrease some of that. Hearing what you guys said earlier, so some of that can be decreased.
You have something?
I was gonna ask which, when I said on here, which positions are full, fill. Give us an overview of what parts of rec does.
Okay.
I know she's putting the job description, right? Thank you. Dr. Oliver, yes. Dr. Oliver,
Yes, ma'am.
I know you have the job description for Parks and Rec and all of your.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, my full overview of parks and recs is pretty much running the day-to-day duties of the parks, keeping them maintained, landscaping, grass cutting, things of that nature there. Also about getting programs and things of that nature situated with the Parks and Rec as far as run like leagues and things of that nature there. But since I've been coming on, the main thing has been getting the Parks and Recs part of it situated for the grass cutting and things of that nature there. Trying to put a system in place on that behalf.
In our ground crew, they cut the park.
Nope. Mm-mm.
We got parks in this week, or right?
Cut the grass, yeah.
Football,
There's a certain way it has to be done.
Yeah.
In the baseball field out there. There's a certain way it has to be.
Yes. Cut.
Here, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And we have how many parks?
We have 5 parks and all.
Um,
Well, to enlighten you guys on that, I mean, we have one. Springs Hollow.
yeah, I saw that.
Not only damaged the pole in Spring Hollow, they don't damage the pre pole in Spring Hollow, but even at Sam Cookwood Park, like I say, someone just burnt the garbage cans down about a week ago, burnt it to the ground to the metal. They cut the fence coming in on the north side by the basketball court, cut the chains, the lever, and the lock. And they burnt the whole garbage can down. Then they turned our water on and tried to flood the bathrooms out.
Do you have a sky cop out there?
So that's what we've been doing now. We've been turning the sky up down.
You all that because again, I think we run into this last time, we talked about security.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't
Yeah.
put these, and that's the,
Yes.
every time, what
Yes,
we have,
yes.
don't have.
There's no you being booked.
Okay. That's
Okay.
what is
Yes, you have-
So the people that we have coming in, this part-time, what are they doing?
Good question. One of them come from, well, just found out with Chief Crane Department. He said,
They come back to the end of the workday?
one of them do. But 2 of them come in, they kind of assist, like they helping with weed eating, grass cutting, things of that nature there, because they only work like 4 hours out the day. Then we got Mr. Bird, 2 other full-time, Mr. Young, Mr. Bird. Then one guy got transferred from the previous administration from, what's that, Buildings Ground Department. So he's down there full-time helping cutting grass and weed eating.
He hasn't been transferred, he's just.
Oh, he just over there.
And what do they do in the wintertime? So they know grass.
Well, see, from my understanding, that's why I say from what I've seen, it's been idle. Like once September, October come, I mean, from what I've seen, I think they just been coming in, clocking in. Because, I mean, there's no grass cutting, things like that. So basically, these season workers doing the, from April to probably like October.
So during that time, do you utilize part-time workers or just full-time?
Well, see, I came on in January, so, but for me, just observing and looking at everything, I mean, just been coming to the building, clocking in. Because, I mean, they don't do anything. They only responsible for just cutting grass during that time frame.
Is that part-time?
Full-time and part-time. Well, full-time workers.
Yeah, you have 2 full-time workers.
Mhm.
Here.
Yeah.
And you have 2, 6 part-time workers. During this seasonal time, when you were talking about, does part-time still come in?
Yes,
Why are they coming in if there's nothing for them to do?
Well, that's doing this time. They doing something now, but I'm talking about in October, it won't be anything for them to do.
So that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Why are they still coming in during that time if it's?
Well, see, this would be, the guys came on, this would be their first time, but this was from previous administration before I got here.
Okay.
That's what they was doing.
So
Yes.
you inherited what?
Yeah, I'm inheriting everything I got. I just inherited from a previous administration.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's what they was doing, just coming into the building, clocking in and sitting around.
So then can you make some suggestions? Or can you
Yeah.
make some suggestions?
Yes, definitely.
Is it a need for the, I would be honest with you, that may be, in my opinion, probably a click where it's a part-time, yes, the parts and rest part.
Yeah.
I just don't see it being a need.
So it's a seasonal job.
Seasonal, of course, you know, I'm talking about part-time, even in parts and rest, I don't think it's a need. Right now.
Now, well, doing the grant cut season maybe.
Yes, Xbox and.
Well, you definitely need, like I say, for doing April to about October because grass is growing. Like I say, if you don't merge the department or just get somebody just responsible for cutting the grass, that's the problem you run into. But from October to April, from what I've seen, they just idle coming in, clock in, sit down at the building.
So what are your plans going forward?
Well, my plans going forward, I mean, seeing on the budget or whatnot, I mean, I base it on need anyone from that time span because I mean, they're just riding the clock, basically still in time.
So call me on that. You see what? Yeah, but. Say it again.
Football game. Football
They don't be open during the winter time. They close there during the winter time because it be so cold. Probably from October to probably April. October, April, because in winter months you can't have the splash pad on when it's cold. Okay.
They have nothing to do.
Right.
And keep your kids all year.
But that's what you were just saying then about as far as having certain things going on, you still need somebody like for the football games and things of that nature there.
You definitely don't need somebody for
You got to be up full time.
Well, the thing,
Well, we do have games every Friday.
but the thing of it is two of my full-time workers, well, it was brought to my attention, one, like I said, he's working the school system, but when he's not working the school system, he come on with us full-time. Then when he go back to the school system, he back part-time. Been doing that for years, from my understanding. So, but he's getting ready to go into retirement phase in December, he stated to me.
We won't have to worry about that.
He retiring? Okay, and then we got another, he's retiring as well.
Not talking about the individual.
Okay.
We're talking about this position might be on.
Okay.
Well, do you have that position on there? On this sheet? Yes.
Yes.
You got that position on there?
Yes.
And that position is retired, so, I don't know if you want to stress it out. It's a part-time position or full-time?
No, full-time, both of them full-time.
But I did understand you said it, this labor force that you had, you inherited,
Right.
and you plan to make some cuts or directions different than what you're doing in the previous years, based on what you saw that they're just coming in, clocking in.
Yes, definitely.
You're gonna take care of that.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
Now you got on here about the PA system. You got a new PA system and you got a language fee for it.
No, that's the system that's been there, from my understanding, I think around 2015 and 16. Like I was stating, that's a system that's being leased. That's what they charge us an annual payment. I don't see a need for that, which we can just buy our own PA system and, cause we done paid over. Yeah. Yeah. He just done gave money away. Yeah. Just leasing, yeah.
So that's what he has on his cover, that's about $7,000 a year.
Yeah. One of them is a maintenance fee.
It's paying for, you're paying a maintenance fee. It's what you're paying for. You're paying the maintenance for the microphone and the PA system itself.
So it's our system, we own it. Okay, the guy that came down that actually serviced, he told me it was a lease. Oh, okay.
If everybody in the brief, I think we just probably be in the draft of a letter of termination if we approve it. In terms of the maintenance fee, I don't think it's a need for it.
Well, somebody needs to find out if we don't need to our own.
He said it was legal.
Like Jericho said, we own it, but the guy, he actually came down when I first came on, and I talked to him, and he stated that we was leasing it from them.
You know, we don't get two invoices. One is $237, and then the other one is at $2,000.
Like for the year.
One is for the audio, visual, and the one is for the audio, and one is for the visual.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
For the main.
Oh, okay.
How often do they know that?
Well, I only seen him one time since I've been there. Unless you call him.
Like if the mics go out or something, if you need, put it in there, come in, you know, something like that, for the maintenance. So we buy another system, what they say is, we don't have no maintenance with it, so I didn't know.
Well, if they were to come out, they have to charge us, you know, for the travel, for.
I'm talking about if Jones said we don't get another, system, we just won't have no wellness with it.
If we own it, we don't need to, I'm gonna be honest with you, we do need to.
Yeah, because it's outdated, it's for CD players and all of that, so.
We need to. See, use that amp, maybe. But for the maintenance, I see today.
But that's who been maintenance for me. Anytime I had an issue, I called IT guy, he's the one been coming out.
That's all I'm saying, you know, that's all I'm saying.
Pretty much like Jericho said, the monthly payment, I think was $256 a month. Yeah, $256 a month, then they do one annual payment a year for like $2,900 or something.
So can you get us the invoice and the estimate of what a new system would cost? In a way, if we won't need to spend the $3,500 on maintenance, but we probably will spend more on a new system. But the system you got now, we understand is outdated.
Mm-hmm, it is, it's
So it
outdated.
needs replacement.
Yes,
And whether we got the maintenance fee on it or not, the service fee, they're going to be repaired. And then we have too many activities down there for the mics and amps to be failing.
So true.
You can't hear.
That's so true.
Why don't you look at that? Cut something else somewhere else,
Yeah, I can.
cut something else somewhere else, and the system is more important for that need. How about that?
That sounds great, no problem. Okay. But Mr. Terry, we already talked about it. Yeah, he said he got to figure out, because he don't think we can even put it in the front. She was talking about the marquee.
You on page 152 here, you got programs that's varied. What's that about?
Well, programs like having different program parking, I kind of went off of last year's budget. From my understanding, it was never budgeted. It was done by a department head, so I just kind of put that number in there compared to what they had last year.
So we have to programs in mind.
Yes. I got a figure in mind I plan on implementing.
Figure this out, figure it out.
Okay. I definitely.
Repairs and maintenance, what are we repairing?
Repair and maintenance, that goes off of our equipment, all our lawn equipment, things of that nature there. And we go through a lot, especially because there was a lot of old mowers or whatnot that we're dealing with and weed eaters. So repairing heads, starters, it's just all kind of things.
And right below that is equipment, that's some of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm, yes. Purchasing equipment there. We need to get new equipment because I think one of the equipment we got, I think that belongs to a different department from what they told me. Yeah, so.
Travel and training. Travel and training.
Yeah, so yeah, I plan on going to different trainings. They have like the conference like I went when I first came on to Natchez. So I think that I have probably like 2 or 3 throughout the year. I try to go to. I think last year budget had in there, I think was $1,000. Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me something here, where am I looking, I'm missing, and I don't see any activities.
Activities, so that's on the program.
That's on the program.
Yeah.
Okay, program there, okay. My mistake, I thought you were talking about programs that may have been going on.
No,
Okay, the program's there. Now, I see one thing that definitely needs to replace is your HVAC.
That is my capital wish list, but some of this we can get cut listening to what you guys have stated in the beginning. There's just some of the things that need to be done down there at the multipurpose building. Like, because I think we got one unit just running that whole building right now.
Yeah, I see quite a few things on this page that may be cut, and get some of the other stuff that you got on the wish list.
Yeah, some. I guess for like water fountains, things of that nature there. I mean, it's just not a necessity need, but it's kind of look a bit regular. We got plastic bags covering those when we walk in the building.
Well, I think we have the money there for Fox and Briggs. And so they don't, because, you know, they're children. And so they come out and say, but I was thinking, would it be all about to just spend all that money out, working so hard to get out of strategic way? Then when you don't expense all the money out, it's still, they don't make it up, but
Thing about when you do a line of credit, you know, pay attention to the cash, but they pay attention. Yes, utilize being credentially, you know, well, but if you take out a loan on it, you're gonna have to pay the interest on that loan. That's really expensive. Depending on what the interest rate is.
Yeah. That'll be at today's market rate. So yeah.
I think, like you said, that, and the one thing that I think has been underutilized is the tourism money, so that's for recreation. Tell them that you think I could.
I cut it, trust me, I cut it. I cut it. Drain system that's out there like on our football field, and what I've discovered when I was out there was when me and the former street department director, we was in collaboration with, he was telling me that if you notice on one side of the field, when it rains, water just stand there. That's because the drain system out there is clogged up. And if we don't get that unclogged, I mean, it's kind of unhealthy for those guys being on the football field and stuff playing like that because it's just water just sitting there. And once it's like that, we can't get the lawnmowers and nothing in it. That's why you see so many people getting stuck when they having shows and stuff out there because water is just sitting there. And it's on the football field, yeah. When you all the way around, like in that, where the goal post it all the way around to like the fence area there.
I'm gonna tell you what you probably gonna end up having to do there. You probably gonna have to end up doing a complete resurface of the people. And that may require them to come in like they gonna, you know, have it, you know, stripped all the way down, level back out, you know, the dirt and everything, and then put the new side. That's what you may have to do there.
Okay.
You may have to do that.
Okay. I know he was talking about that he had a machine that they can run in there and rod all that stuff out and have it back flowing properly like it's supposed to. The former director from the street department, Mr. Fitz.
You're supposed to have it completely resurfaced after every so often. Okay. And I don't think it's been done for a while.
Yeah.
For our people. So there may be something.
It's been done at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. That might have problems.
Because it'll cost you roughly about $40,000 to $60,000 to have it done. It's not bad,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
but it's gonna have to be in the off season, of course.
something to that nature there. Gotcha.
Question I have to ask you, and I don't see it on you, make me put that, but you pointed out some leaks from some of the piping.
Yes, at the multi-purpose building. Yeah, from what I've been told from people that have those metal type buildings, they like every 5 years supposed to get the seals retightened on them. I don't know if the multi-purpose ever been retightened, but what happened is about 4 or 5 different sections in the multi-purpose building. When it rains, it just a lot of water just leaking into the building right there. And people get upset when they rent that place and then they having an event and rain is coming down on that. So before we can do,
That coming under your roof repair,
yes,
coming under roof repair.
So
That's where the leaks are coming.
that's where the leaks are coming from. And like I said,
$20,000, they give it?
well, I mean, I put the number up there high. They say you can, no, I had 55,000 because like I say, that just was the average rate when I looked up on that, which I had a few guys, they still haven't came by to just go up there and look. That's a steep roof up there now. No, So I'm almost a 17,000 square foot building, so. Yeah. But we definitely need to get that taken care of though, because that's the issue a lot of constituents have when they rent it. It's got 4 or 5 different spots that it's leaking at. Yeah.
A lot of these things need fixing, so.
Mm-hmm.
More questions?
That's it. Thank you, guys.
The council's got a calendar for us working on for these
Yes.
activities.
Yes,
Okay, thank
I can get that to you guys.
you.
Human resources and IT.
Hey. That's one of the first questions I had, that they're combined.
Not for you tell the history behind it.
It's not combined, as I have said, on several pages. It's not combined. That building out there was the Human Resource Department, and IT has an office out there. So the IT portion of their budget is the telephone and internet.
Okay,
For the general city,
I did not know
the
that.
telephone and the internet.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Now, when it comes to the salary, office supplies, the gas and oil, the regular supplies, travel, utilities, maintenance of equipment, building, equipment, and contractual service, just for human resource department is zero.
Okay. See, I did not know that specifically. So thank you so much for that.
So that was when it was out at the IT.
At the technology center.
So, technology center. So right now, what they've done, they just shifted your office here, the IT office out there.
That's it. The office has shifted, but the budget did.
Okay. Okay, and I know I spoke with Mayor Terry about, am I gonna be going back out to the technology center? He said until he learns more about it, I will be here. And so the budget, what I wrote up, would be based on if I was here. Of course, there would have to be an increase if I go out to the technology building because I would have to take care of the upkeep of the building. I need to go in there and see what's all in there because I think it's been dormant for some years now. But that's where my parking spot and all my things, are out there.
I don't think that's gonna increase your cost. The parking has been low.
But what about like pest control and stuff like that?
And then spray, you have to do the ground fix.
Okay.
And spray for you.
Okay. Good, that's good.
And I noticed one item here, that's this wish list, right?
No, sir, I actually am supposed to have a vehicle. I've been using my personal vehicle to go to the utility department, to go to the police department, my own personal gas, to do interviews and things like that. I was told that I had a vehicle, so I haven't seen it, or I haven't been to training, or I haven't been able to do anything. And so, um, I was told I had a Malibu at some point. I was told I was supposed to have a Malibu at some point, a vehicle.
HR department does have a vehicle. The vehicle is located in the utility department. The utility department will have to get their vehicle fixed and then sent back to the human resource department. That's what the vehicle is.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know what thanks to be going?
I was told
The air needed to be repaired and then.
the exhaust. Thank you. What else? I heard it was in pretty bad shape, so that's why.
Let's be on the utility to do people.
So what did you do?
The age of the money. I got it. Yeah. No, 13. 13, yeah. I thought that was a good one.
Yes, sir.
I noticed here on, page 151, you have, HR training, and then on 165, I see training, equipment, and material again, Captain.
He said 150.
I think for the training.
Oh.
You talking about the orientation you probably put on something?
Yes, yeah, for the city.
Okay, so one is for orientation and training of incoming employees, and the other one is for you?
Yes, sir. Cause see that SHRM certified professionals, that's the member fee for annual. And once I get certified through SHRM, and then I have the materials to train, department heads on certain, training that they offer.
What are you using now?
I haven't been to training.
Oh, you haven't been.
No, ma'am. I haven't had any finances to train. I do have an HR certification that I've gotten on my own. Yes, ma'am, while I've been here. So I wanted to make sure I was still keeping myself up to par with what I needed. And thanks to Jerica for assisting me.
Look at the end of 165, it's travel, out of line number 2. And then line number 5 says travel and utility. Can I read that?
Okay.
He said 165. Oh. Yeah. I don't have. Jackie got a copy of my 165. Just utilities. What I put on 165? It's not on.
What is that?
I don't have.
Yeah, not so.
Yeah, the gas and oil, travel. Okay, so you're saying the travel utilities.
Yes, so I see a travel on line 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then line 5 says travel utilities.
Yeah, I was just going by the previous budget. When I look in here, it has, I guess the travel and utilities do go together. So, yes, sir.
So one can be scratched.
One can be scratched, yes, sir. So on the previous budget, the travel was 2,000 and the utilities was 10,000.
10?
Yes, sir.
What was that for?
For the building.
Oh, for that building?
Mm-hmm.
But if you say.
But if I'm here, yeah. So that's why I put the 3,000 on there. I didn't, I've already cut it down from the initial.
But if you were here in this building, you wouldn't actually have any utilities, right?
I don't know.
You sure?
No.
I mean,
Because if I have training or,
so those.
They talking about power
The building out there is still gonna come from the human resource. It's supposed to read human resource slash job innovation. It was only changed last year to human resource slash IT department. So that building out there is still gonna incur costs when you open the door and put the lights on, so you still have to have a municipal budget for that department.
So that's why we're looking at human resource / IT. You still have to take care of the facility.
right, you still have to.
Now, from my understanding, for the last 3 years, it's been HR and the technology. That's the forms that I've been getting the last 3 years. What I was proposing, because we are different departments, that to make it logistically logical, HR be HR, IT be IT department. And that way, things can be appropriately funded and things can move efficiently. Uh, that just makes sense. I mean, if you go places like South Haven, they separate, they not together. You know, so and times have changed from when they created this department back in the early 2000s. You know, when they created a HR department and the IT department together, you're facing different threats, and we are looking at upcoming threats nationwide. So you definitely gonna need these departments split and their funds separate.
Because we still have computers out there, right, to do training,
Yeah.
right? Still some tools out there that could be beneficial to both of us. But I agree with him on separating
The funds.
the
Yeah.
funds.
Yeah.
Because,
Funds are not allocated together,
okay,
so they're not allocated together. The only line that is utilized for the general city IT is 601, 605. So if we decide to get new phones or a new internet service, that's where the money is gonna come from the general government IT. If you wanna change it from over there, 601, we can put it under the general government itself. But that's where the IT is.
Yeah, and then I want to add a line item where it says IT equipment, cybersecurity, software. That'll help with the with the IT department on how it can function as an entity within the city on the city side, because that's be separate from the utility side. Because the reason why I'm saying that, y'all need a a better cybersecurity console. Lately, I've been having to do a lot of it manually, and the one that we had in place wasn't a console that was equipped to handle the type of cybersecurity that it faced for governments and businesses. It was nothing but a real web root or just a simple antivirus. Nothing to help deal with DDoSs, threat attacks, ransom. There's a lot. Just like last Thursday while y'all was out, our website got attacked. Thank God our website is equipped to handle those type of attacks. But within an hour, I had faced 6,000 pings from my IP address. If I didn't catch it in time, that website would have been shut down. So I see the website. Yeah. Because at first I thought it might have came from like somebody was trying to do a test or something. They just did a DDoS attack trying to spam us and everything like that. So I definitely gotta have that in place, and then they'll provide flexibility to where I can assist the police department with funds. Uh, City Hall, like we need switches like a Cisco Macari switch, uh, where it's managed. Our switches right now not managed. It's outdated. They got to get replaced. Uh, some of y'all from City Hall are already experiencing the issue where with the Wi-Fi, it hit or miss. Is I'm telling a fit right. So that dealing with a switch. I don't know somebody accessing that switch and cutting off of that port. You see what I'm saying? And then we have to bring people in for board meetings and people coming in here using our Wi-Fi, which I plan on not making that public with y'all permission, changing all that around. Mhm. So- oh yeah, we can. Okay, we did get that straightened out. So
Now, so you're not gonna be extra secure. Everything online now, as opposed to.
yeah, I should not discuss the switches part though. I'm sorry. That should have been in the executive session, but um, yeah. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, we had to pay for the phone service. They for each department. Each department pay their own phone bill and internet bill. No, we pay for the AT&T Office at Hand phone system, the Yearlings, and we pay.
Yeah, AT&T, that's it. You have to do the other.
Yeah, fine. Now with the city, we done with the phone. We cut them out.
So we still paying on.
Yeah, the phones we gonna have that bill regardless, cause that's a cloud-based service.
Okay, has it been fully switched over now?
Yeah, it fully switched over. Everybody using the Yearling phones. Uh, yeah, that's that.
Mr. Jeffries, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
help me here if you would.
Okay.
Where you get your number from?
I'm basing it off of the old, yeah, off the old budget, and I'm also basing it on doing a projection on what's needed. Basically, how we was um doing it, the contractual services was at 4,500, but that was being taken out for like our domain with Exceed for our emails um, and our cybersecurity as far as that. So I corrected that from that 4,000 because that should be coming out of the contractual services instead of telephone and internet, which I understand why they did it like that in the past because they didn't understand what they were putting together at that time. Um, so that reduced the number for telephone and internet from that 45,000 to that 20K that I got on that line right there.
Wouldn't I have contractual services as well? Cause you said the only line that is his was the 45,000, right? Right. So, so now, but he's saying the contractual services, which will fall.
Well, that's if we be combined still, but
But you said even if we combine, that's the only part that belongs to IT.
yeah, but still we can't have, we'll be in trouble with the government. If we having something that dealing with cybersecurity, like our domain, that Holly Springs ms.gov, that's your domain. That's not internet, that's not telephone. So that's actually a contractual service. We'll get in trouble with Chad White.
I understand
So
that.
that's the thing that I'm
But I
trying to do,
understand I
make
might have my
correction.
own contractual services,
And
correct?
right, you can still add it on. I'm not going
And
against.
that's why we need to have this right here
Yeah.
conversation so we can get an understanding. Cause I came in on the end and
I think you all are confusing. The budget, 601 belongs to human resources.
Yeah. And I'm saying create a new line item in contractual service for IT.
right.
But
Oh,
what I'm trying to explain, you, Mr. Jefferson, your budget will have to follow the general government. If the board wants a new phone service or just, they'll have to be put on the general government side.
I'm not talking about the phone service. I'm talking about those contractual service with Exceed.
That as well, they have
Yeah.
to put on the general government side.
That's what she's saying.
We have line items for that. But it'll be up to the mayor and board to decide on if they want to go with something different or if they want to add more money in that line item.
Well, I'm just at y'all mercy. I'm stop, and I ain't gonna try to be combative or anything like that. So I respect it.
These amounts, so they'll know what it
What
needs
to
to be
put
put in
under.
their budget,
Mhm.
so that you'll be able to operate for the general city. off of
So
She's
what
just saying,
budget will be?
right.
But you want to operate more on the general government side
Yes.
instead of the human resource.
Right. Instead of taking it out of mine.
So
It'll follow
where is the general? So, because I have to see.
04.
Here. Where is this? They got something.
She says 04.
So basically,
It goes all the way through, back down to 096, 045.
so basically, you're saying I'm gonna have to operate out of each department budget.
Yes, you have to operate out of each department of budget. If I need a computer, the purchase is gonna come from the city clerk's office.
But why?
Not out of IT budget.
I just got a question. Like South Haven, their IT director doesn't operate like that. They have a specific IT department / budget that's separate and it covers everything for that city. Now, you know, their budget is a lot higher than ours, you know, of course.
But it's still
But
not coming out of one of their directors' budget. It's
yeah,
created for
I'm
them,
just
right?
talking about, I'm just talking about
Yeah,
me. I'm
okay.
not talking about you.
Right, I know, I'm just saying, I'm trying to get the.
So,
IT department, you understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
But you gotta in terms of finances, you gotta operate out of those other,
yeah,
you
other department.
know, but not necessarily the general government, on the general government side. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just asking for it to be upgraded and changed to be modernized.
I think what we need to do is just take IT department out and just keep the same formality because it works the same in the school system. We got an IT director, but if I need something in my building, it has to come out of my building. You understand what I'm saying? The IT person just gonna be coming in doing what's setting it up and getting it going, but it's coming out of my budget. So I think we just need to take IT department off of this right here, just because we got an IT department.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That we can allocate some funding for.
That's what you were saying, in general government.
You know, something like that, general like
Uh-huh.
That's fine with me then. And
Everybody can use their budget at any time unless you're on freeze or whatever. But you cannot go into a specific department and purchase something if the department head has not requested. So even if it's for new homes for the city, the board has to vote on it. So when the board votes on it, their message is relayed to Mr. Jefferson. And Mr. Jefferson has already presented that to the board, first of all. And so if that money is available, Mr. Jefferson, with the approval of the board, can go and implement that. But you can't go in the police department and purchase cameras for the police department if the chief has said he don't want the cameras or he doesn't see a need for them. So that's not.
Yeah, because then that.
what about
It's not budget.
firewall and a switch?
That's what this, so if you need a firewall for the fire department, you will go to Chief Crane, and you'll tell Chief Crane, this is the issue that we're having in your department, you need to do firewall, it's gonna cost you about $2,000. It's up to Chief Crane to find that $2,000. If he can't find it, then it's on the board to say, okay, we're gonna have to take it out of our rainy day fund for you to get it. But.
So I think mainly.
Yeah, because my budget was,
Travel,
yeah.
supplies, you know, travel for training and supplies and something like that.
Yeah, see, that's.
So that's what his.
I get it. You know, we done.
Yeah.
I mean, we done talked about it 5 times, so.
Yes, I understand that because my funds were spent when I got here in January, so I just want to make sure I have enough to carry me from this year to the next. And
Brother Jefferson.
When
he needs something, Brother Jefferson.
I'm sorry.
When he needs something, he needs to go, something big like that, he can go to the head department.
Yeah.
Something big or something small.
Something big or something small, you gotta go to the head department.
Everything. I gotta go.
But he also has a budget for IT, correct? Or he has something under general
Under the general
government. So he has funds.
If he sees that the general city needs a new phone system, he's gonna present it to the mayor. And
Okay.
they'll vote it up, they'll vote it down.
So tonight he's not presenting, so you can
I can.
come back and to present, or you present it.
I can't do nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
They just decide.
He gave us some numbers, that's up to you all to put those numbers in the.
If you only put the numbers in the budget, I don't have to see where you get the numbers from.
I,
For anything, but, and the reason I'm asking that is because there are some things that I'm looking at here that go from $100,000 down to $50,000. Then I'm looking at something else that goes from $6,000 down to $3,000. So that's why I'm asking where do you get the numbers from?
well, I was
It goes from 50,000 down to 20,000.
yeah. So initially, I put in a overbid. I put in an overbid to account because IT stuff is extremely expensive. But I did my research on how much it costs for your switches, and your switches, they gonna run about for like City Hall need two new switches. That's $10,000. Police department need two new switches. That's another 10. Cause I'm basing it basically on how other people run their IT department. But y'all just explained that to me. We ain't got to delve into that anymore. So that changes the whole outlook. Cause I was looking at it as a city whole on the city side, and then I wanted the extra funds for in case lightning that strikes, cause issues. Your firewalls go down. You got to price that in. You got to price in your battery backups. Um, for instance, we need battery backups here because we don't have a generator. To
So in
make
other words, what you did before we asked if you cut the budget, you already went in and cut your budget.
Yeah, I went and cut my budget as much as possible.
Every time you say what man is going,
Yeah,
half price of what it was, then some things were taken off.
yeah.
Okay.
Mayor Terry, and the board, y'all can think about this vehicle just in case the vehicle at the utility department is severely damaged. Yes, ma'am, it's in there. It's at a good price.
Where is some from?
What's the name of the
Asia.
Asia Motors, where the police officers and stuff is used vehicles, and I was able to find it at 13, just in case the car when I get it back isn't Chief Crane would know because that's where they go get the.
Well, I can tell you right here.
Go look into this other vehicle first.
Okay. Okay.
And as far as traveling to different departments, the
Yeah.
departments can come here. They have vehicles. We don't.
If they have interviews and stuff, the people.
Interview in there, interview in here.
Okay.
I mean, we all about saving money.
Okay.
And that's just in all honesty,
Mhm.
when I'm coming to the board with as much of a deficit as we have,
Mhm.
and, talking about purchasing a vehicle.
I didn't know it was that big of a deficit until tonight, so I understand. Yeah.
You have a vehicle in your department, so the first thing as a department head, what we need to do is try to get that vehicle fixed.
Yeah.
If the vehicle is not fixed, we need to make arrangements, you ask them to come to you.
Mhm.
They have vehicles.
Okay. Okay.
Just for the time.
Okay. I'm fine. Look, as long as I don't have to drive my car, I'm fine. Okay. I'm fine with it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Oh yeah, I'm good. I don't mind. Yeah, listen, I'm with it. I promise I'm on board. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Do I need to cut anything or am I okay with the cuts I made already? Thanks. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of the job that I do, I give you a brief overview of the job that I do, and along with, yes, sir. Okay, I gave you a brief overview if you want to read over it, for the job duties that I do, along with, the budget from 2020, 21, the last time I did have an increase. I understand the position that we're in, but I've taken on extra duties and my job having gone lacking. I make sure that I understand each year I present to the board some type of increase because I hadn't had even a cost of living, but I get denied And I understand what's, how the position we're in, but my job don't go lacking. I've taken on extra responsibilities, and I do those responsibilities because it's a part of what I took on when I was hired. We haven't had a public works person, but I make sure that those duties are taken care of. When we have developers that come in, I formulate key people for the developers along with our key workers for the city to make sure that the developers, when they're coming in, they won't be lacking or delayed on anything. I make sure that everyone from utilities, fire, whatever, I make sure that those builders and ground, street department, make sure that they're in connection with those people so they'll know who to go to and that we won't delay. I also coordinate the inspections so that I can make sure that on the residential side and commercial, some of those inspections I go to myself. I make sure that those inspections are done in a timely manner so that the homeowners, business owners, developer construction people are not delayed. Um, when it comes to teen waste, I've taken on extra responsibilities with teen waste. We ran into a few hiccups with that, so I've gone out on sites with teen waste, got in the truck with them, went out on these sites and if I get a complaint, I also check back with customers, make sure that those complaints are taken care of. If not, I have people that I have relationships with in these departments that I go directly to, and we get these jobs taken care of. So when it comes to training, a lot of them that I have to go to, I increased it a little because a few I didn't go to this year. We are behind in our international building code, which is what we are sanctioned under the federal government and the state. We're kind of behind, and we're needing to move our code up some. So I got a letter stating that because we were behind, we need to keep up the city in order to keep the city in compliance and to protect us from lawsuits and things of that nature. We have to make sure that our city are in compliance with the new laws and things that come about. So these are some of the things I do along with business license, building permits, planning committee where I have to do minutes for them, formulate paperwork when it comes to meetings, when people are coming before the planning commission. I'm responsible for doing all the legwork for getting the paperwork together for them to present to the planning commission as well as the historic preservation. Most of the things for the historic preservation, those meetings are mandatory because state funding for the city, archives and history, when you want to apply for certain grants, the archives and history, you have to have so many meetings with historic preservation. I have to report those minutes just like we do in a budget here from September to October. I have to make sure those a report I have to do. They have to have so many meetings. It's mandatory that a meeting is attended for Jackson to make sure that the city is in compliance. That determines the grant money that you get for most historic. If you do anything to this building or any historic areas, that determine the money that you get. Any questions?
Yeah, are you responsible for, I don't know if you just said it, but the 911 and just.
I am, yes, ma'am. I'm responsible for making sure that the city, everything that comes through the city that has an address, my department has to make sure it's taken care of.
That's so what, it's garbage cans or that's with the utility department?
Okay, so the utility, how that works with sanitation, the fee, it's a sanitation fee. Anybody that has a receptacle, whether you have one or not, it's a general fee that you are charged for sanitation. Okay, so the sanitation fee comes through the utility department. I'm responsible for, if they don't have one, I will check with billing to make sure that they are paying a sanitation fee, and then I get in touch with the teen waste to make sure that it's one ordered or whatever the complaints are, but that comes through my office. Anything except for the payment for it.
I must say we certainly appreciate our hard.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
How long have you been in this business?
Okay, I started in 2013, and at that time, they had to put the public works and zoning back together. And I was the administrative assistant for the public works. And then 2017, they split it back up and brought me here. So in 2017, I was doing zoning. And in 2020, we lost our public works and hadn't been replaced yet. So I just been kind of filling in on those roles since November of 2020. Yes.
Ms. Lewis, I was looking at this budget. It's been somewhere. Last year's budget, salary was higher, but I'm assuming that's to.
Well, no, I didn't, excuse me for speaking. I didn't add one in my budget because I was told that they had became separate. I asked for an increase, but then I realized I wasn't sure where we were financially, so I decreased what I asked for last year. I decreased it. No. I never added in mine because he was working under the previous mayor, but I don't know where. Yeah.
So this was the back. This got back good.
Yeah, I didn't know how to add him back in because I wasn't sure how you all was going to handle.
Anyone else have anything to say?
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
The municipal court is not here. March asked me to present her budget here, as you all see it, but she wasn't here to hear the discussion. So, I don't know, I don't want to try to explain things you didn't go into details, but be honest, like, you know,
And the next report is requesting a raise from, 39,794 to 47,500. Her office supplies, she did report because she happened to purchase more of the books and things that are needed for the new, administration that we have, so their names and everything needs to be on those dockets and all those court papers and everything. So she needs to buy new supplies for those, judges and attorneys. So her budget is going from, she's requesting from 25 to 10,000. Her telephone is at $500. Mandatory travel training, $2,000, it's the same. And she's requesting $4,000 in overtime and a part-time clerk.
he didn't have any overtime in the previous year this year.
That's a salary position.
Yeah.
Overtime.
It's gonna increase 3 times, 14. Y'all ready for you guys?
Determine who needs a phone. How do you determine who needs a phone? How do you determine who needs a phone? On cell phone. You might be able to. I just want to come figure out how we determine who's the. I'm just asking, who got to be determined, the board determine who needs a phone. Who feel like.
But this, right, some people, that's for a cell phone, what can I buy?
Like $40
a year.
like $40.
I said, I'm gonna pay as you go.
I think what she made have on that forephone is if she had it, saying that was one something of that nature, they have it.
They might ask her how.
Make sure, like she.
That's on the judge and he's not.
What did the clerk have to say?
They do have to sign something.
It's not like,
Retirement insolvents and things like that.
something they have to sign before they can take a
Whole lot. They just can't put rating. City pay or a part.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, no, they don't do that. And Marcia wouldn't do that no way. But anyway, it's probably just one line and you pay $40.
I'm trying to see what's.
I don't.
She sometimes what she think about. What's the name that she was saying sometimes? But well, restraint and also they haven't followed in restraint.
That would be the judge.
I mean, I feel if they give them that trial, they have to go out to. She was so, and they said, there's taken in the
It's.
Are you ready for your utility? Out of the frame, utility.
Gotta share this one. Yeah, like three times. Outside of all of that, I feel the same.
Yeah, no, I got an extra one. Good evening. How's everyone? All right. Uh, First of all, this is not a typical budget request. This is an emergency budget request for the utility department to be able to restore its functioning as being able to consistently generate revenue. And in order to consistently generate revenue at the utility department, we have to hire personnel, we have to buy some trucks, and we have to bring in a consultant as far as advanced meter systems. This is my recommendation in order to make sure that the utility department can consistently bring, bring in revenue, have its billing, and have the meter reading has to be up to par. And this is how I am proposing to do this. Now, this budget was originally put together back in July. If we had started in July, if you look down at the bottom of the page there, it comes to right now, we can spend possibly $2 million to get the utility department back up. That includes trucks, salaries for rates for new apprentice linemen, billing coordinator assistant, accounts payable clerk, office manager, cashiers, telephone operators, plan accountant. The accounting has to come up to snuff at the utility department. And it is my recommendation that without these investments in the utility department, the utility department is not going to be able to function in the way that it was, as far as being able to generate revenue consistently, and the utility department being able to pay, pay a tax equivalency in the future without spending this, investment in resources in the utility department that was indicated to us at the meeting we had with TVA, TVPPA, and the Public Service Commission. We have to invest funds in the utility department, and I'm requesting, this is an emergency budget.
Some of those requests that they asked, DSC asked, or some of those requests in here?
Yes. Oh, you talking about the Public Service Commission, report? Yes, yes. Some of it is in here. Yes, sir.
I know you're trying to do something short term right now to remedy what's going on. In my opinion, the AMI system should be the number one priority. And for it to be left blank, in my opinion, we're not thinking about the longevity of the utility department. You understand what I'm saying? I understand that we have short-term goals as well as, but the AMI system just being, completely just left out. Like, I see you got the dollar amount there, but I mean, what does that mean? Be 10 years from now. What are we doing to get an AMI system or get the one that we currently have on track so we can eliminate a lot of the billing issues that we have?
Okay.
Because even with this, I'm still convinced it's not gonna be where it needs to be.
Okay, I understand. I appreciate it. I got the AMI system, what I'm estimating that $3.5 million is a purchase in January of 2026. Now, we start to generate enough revenue. We're not generating the utility department is not generating revenue to sustain itself now. If we don't generate that revenue, then no, there's not going to be any. This is the first step to being. Oh,
And you in the rear.
oh, the money. Okay, the funds that I am proposing that we use are the funds in the CDs because that money is there. This money is this budget is based on the funds in the CDs. I didn't.
How much we in the hole with CBS?
Right now, $8.2 million. 8 million. We paid 200,000.
How you gonna pay for AMI system in January of 2026?
I see how I can show you how I can pay for it and tell you definitely how I can pay for it if we do this. Right now, paying for an AMI system at this point in time, who's going to give us a loan for an AMI system right now? I mean, it's I don't know what the credit rating is per se, but if we don't do these things, in my opinion, in an emergency situation, this is an emergency situation to get the utility department back on track. And when I say back on track, it will be generating enough revenue over time to consistently pay the vendors, to consistently put funds aside for an AMI system, and to consistently be able to pay TVA. Now, is it going to pay, are we going to pay $8 million in 1 year? No, that's not realistic. But not,
Let me interrupt you.
okay.
Because I think what I'm here to say, and we've had some conversation, is by 11/1 of 2025, the meter readers that you have, the manual meter readers, that should get the billing back on track.
Actually,
if you get the billing, the meter readers on track, you get the billing on track, that's going to generate more revenue coming in consistent.
yes,
Is that the conversation we're trying to have? From that, then you're looking at is you got consistent revenue coming in, so by January 1 of 2026, we can look at the AMI. But now I want to caution you on this because you got this $2 million down here, and you said that's going to come out of the CD. I want to caution you now. Some of that money in that CD is for the gas surplus.
yes, it is.
So I don't think you got $2 million in that CD. For that, my understanding is about 1.9 million of it is gas surplus.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be able to utilize it for this.
Doesn't the AMI system support all of these services? So it's not just,
It will in the end.
is this just electric?
Yeah, in the beginning, it'll just be the electric meters, but yeah, to bring it, to do it, we could do it all at once, but that's a big lift. So you do the electric, then you do the water, then you do the gas. The time, the timeline to install it depends on the delivery time for the vendors. We got vendors out there that got a 2-year delivery time. We got vendors out there that got 24 weeks as a delivery time. We got vendors that'll promise us that they can have meters in here and, in less than 60 days so that we can install them. But yeah, that's right. Is it a proven system? And right now, I'm leaning toward a AMI company provider that has a proven track record, that has a business record, that has the services that they've shown over years, that they got the training support, they got the infrastructure to provide services to their customers, as opposed to an AMI company that does not have that. Yeah, you still got to bid it, yes. Yes, sir.
Right, so this is the point I'm getting at. We need to look at something long term in terms of the AMI system, as opposed to just leaving it out. You understand what I'm saying? We need to exhaust all options in terms of the AMI system.
Mr. Jones, this is the way we get to long term. If we don't do this, man, yes, sir.
1.2 million board.
Okay, if you
GPS trackers on all of these.
no, to get the GPS locations, and that's if we use them for the 4 months. It'll be $65,000. It'll be $65,000 a month. If we can use them less than 4 months, we may be able to get by with 2 months. And then that'll be $131,000 and not $1 million. But time, yeah, this costs where we are with the utility department. We did not get here overnight. It's going to cost money to fix this. Yeah, and this is good money spent. After that, I can see that we're going to get something. Yes, sir.
What I hear some of my colleagues saying here, sitting on the table is, they would rather see this money being spent, this $1.5 billion being spent on the AMIs. Now, once you spend that $1.5 billion, and I want to caution them too, where are you gonna get the rest of the money paid for?
I got caution for everybody. We have no litigation. We kind of table some of the stuff we're talking about right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so then, anybody else have any questions? This is what you said, emergency.
Yes, sir.
So I don't think anybody else have any questions for you. Attorney has given us some good advice. We're gonna take his advice, and, don't think we have any other questions for you. She here, pretty much explained where you were going.
That's it. You can go home on your week.
Y'all didn't have any more questions for us, did you? Okay, thank you.
I thought Mr. Jones had something. I thought you spoke about something earlier. Increasing like construction costs and things like that. You said you had a vote to someone. Yeah.
Oh,
that's why I was looking at you.
revenue side, yes. In terms of fees, in terms that we charge customers or something, I know one of Mr. Reynolds was saying something, about one of the fees that he felt like it should be on the customer side as opposed to the utility department taking on their costs.
Yes, Mr. Jones, all of the fees at the Department for services that we provide. I will be presenting recommendations for an increase in fees to the board. Because right now, I've looked at the surrounding utility companies and what they charge for a telephone pole or a hookup, is we're way below market value. And that'll generate some revenue for us, as well as the collection of funds that are well past 90 days past due, and as well as we start cutting right away, that's going to even generate revenue to the point that we're not going to have as many outages and we won't have as much overtime if we cut the revenue. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot what I said. Yeah.
And right away cut and such as that, I think that's general business that we would take care of. I think the Jones question you asked me general business too, so it had nothing to do with the budget. So if that's all that we have, and Attorney, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Where is the budget from last year? Where is the intake and, output? Expenditures, where's that? No percentages turned, like, Madam Clerk just gave us. Where's the
Okay. No, I don't want to.
Where is this?
No, I don't. What I have is this. I have our sales receipts from the sale of utility power from DVA, and our cash receipts from the funds we collect every month. That's what I have.
Okay, that's what we want, Mr. Jones. We want a projection of what monies you're gonna utilize, spend, or operate for the coming year.
We can see what we're talking about. Okay, because that's what we need. We need to know what was spent, what you spent for 2024, 25 on salaries, merchandise, items, whatever. We need an itemized list of the whole expenditures and income. I think I'm saying it right, revenue and expenditures for the whole Holly Springs Utility Department from last year.
I understand.
Okay. That's you, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.